this segment of Stat Spotlight, I'll be interviewing Miss Castro. First question. Have you ever been interviewed before?
One time, I got interviewed when I was in high school during a blood drive. That's, I think, the only time I've ever been interviewed for our school, like, kind of like this.
Two, what are some things about your kids?
Okay, so I have two children. I have a 6-year-old son named Brandon and a 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old daughter named Evelyn. They are very energetic. My son does taekwondo. My daughter loves to swim, and they keep me on my toes. I can tell you that for sure.
3, what is your favorite science experiment?
I did an experiment several years ago where we were learning about the heart, and I actually went to a butcher shop and had them donate some pig hearts to my classroom, and we got to cut them open, and the kids wore gloves, and they got to hold the heart and put their fingers in the aorta and the pulmonary artery. It was crazy, but that was probably the coolest thing I think I've done.
Question 4, why did you want to be a science teacher?
I've always wanted to be a teacher since I can remember, since I was really little. I used to have stuffed animals, and I used to give fake tests and quizzes and stuff like that. And I used to teach fake lessons. So I've always wanted to teach. I used to want to do elementary, and then when I got to high school, I had a teacher one time said to me, I was answering a lot of questions, and I had a lot of really good insight on things, and it was my physics teacher came up to me, and he was like, have you ever thought about being a science teacher? I was like, no, I haven't thought about that. So I went to college and I went for math science, and here I am.
5, if you weren't a teacher, what would you be?
I used to want to be a marine biologist when I was a kid.
Ooh.
I loved animals and dolphins. I was obsessed with dolphins for some reason. But I wanted to be a marine biologist or a vet. But then I was like, oh, if I'm a vet, I'll probably have to put animals to sleep, and I don't want to do that. So now I don't know what I would do if I wasn't teaching, but when I was a kid, that's what I used to want to do.
Okay. 6, what is the best part of being a science teacher?
Oh, the science experiments, 100%. I love lab days, and I wish we could do a lab every day, but I love that hands-on experience and that aha moment that students get when they see something happening, and then they have to make sense of it and relate it to the real world. I just find it fascinating, and I find science never boring. We're always trying to learn about the world and ourselves, and I think it's a continuing education, and I love science because it kind of encompasses all of that. So I love science.
7, what was the funniest moment in your class?
Oh my gosh. So I know this happened at school. One time we had a bat in the building. That was kind of fun.
Oh.
There was a bat. It got its way into the building, and we had to kind of trap it and get it back outside. And we called I forget who we called to come and check it out, but we had gotten it outside at that point. So that was probably one of the craziest, kind of funny, but it was insane aspect of my day. I remember I was like, this is a fun Friday.
8, have you ever played any sports? If so, what sport?
Yes. So I grew up playing softball. I was a catcher. Basketball. I was a center. And then I played volleyball in college. So I was a right side hitter for 4 years, and I still play beach volleyball when I can, so it's a lot of fun.
Teachers play baseball.
Yeah, I know Miss Upa and myself. There's a couple, Miss Kulik. Yeah, there's a bunch of us that play softball.
9, what do you do in your free time?
My free time, I love watching movies, and I love binging TV when I have a chance to. But mostly my free time is spent with my kids and doing things with my kids and taking them to all their activities and spending time with them and playing games. And my son loves video games, so I play with him. We were just playing Super Mario Bros. Yesterday. But yeah, so just a lot of time spending with my kids and things like that.
Okay. Thank you for letting me interview you. I enjoyed learning a lot about you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Emotionally involved with the students because some of them do need a little more of you than others.
3, who's your favorite music artist of all time?
Chris Brown, I love him.
4, are you a sports fan? If so, what team do you like the most?
I'm not a sports fan, but my household does follow under the Eagles.
5, what was your dream job growing up?
To be a veterinarian. That's what I always wanted.
6. What's the funniest part of your job?
Interacting with the kids and having a good laugh with them.
7. Where have you traveled?
I've been to Puerto Rico and Bahamas. Hopefully traveling soon.
8. What was your favorite subject in school growing up?
Math. It was math.
You like to do in your free time?
I like to read.
10. What made you work as a security guard?
I like working with children and making an impact on their life, so I figured this would be a good start in working with them.
This was very interesting. Thank you for meeting with me. I got a late pass.
Yes, you can have one, and you're welcome.
Feels like 100 years.
Why do you want to be a teacher?
Oh, I love geography.
If you could do anything besides teaching, what would you do?
Ooh, good question. I would probably be an ichthyologist.
What's the craziest thing a student has ever done in your class?
Honestly, many years ago, I had a student eat part of the cover of their textbook.
What's the craziest thing you have ever done in your class?
In my class, every Halloween, me, Miss Diaz, and I, always get dressed up in our Halloween costumes.
Have you ever played a sport?
Ooh, I played baseball, soccer, and sea owl street hockey.
What's your favorite meal?
Surf and turf.
What's your favorite candy?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
What's your favorite song?
Anything Metallica.
If you could press a button to restart your whole life, would you press it?
No.
Thank you for watching Staff Spotlight, and thank you, Mr. Moffit, for joining us today.